Good morning, students. Today we are going to start our new chapter, that is chapter 3. Chapter 3 is what? Data handling. Already we have studied about data handling in previous class. So first we'll discuss what had we studied in data handling in previous class, means in 6th class. So we have studied about what is data, how we organize it, and what we have done or what we have used to organize that data, and how we got information from data. So let's see. So first what we have done. So first is what is data? Data is collection of numbers gathered to give information. So that is collection of numbers. So and those are gathered, means those are come together, all collected, so that we can get information. Like if I am giving some example, look, this is one collection of numbers. By seeing this, do you getting any information? No. These are gathered, but we are not getting information. We are seeing that what? This is some collection of numbers, but nothing more than we are getting. This is 7, 9, 3, 4, 2. But look at this table. So here what we have done? We have these numbers here also collected. What we have written? Students' name: Rima, Lalita, Rupesh, Anirudh, Riya, and marks obtained by them: 7, 9, 3, 4, 2. So by looking at the table, what we can write? What we are getting the information? That this is the marks of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 students. So by looking at this table, we are knowing that this is what? Marks of 5 students. So this table is giving information. So here the collection of number is gathered to give information. That information is what? Marks of 5 students. So we have already studied another one thing. So how to represent the data in pictograph. Then how to represent the data in tally form. Let's remember tally. Tally. We'll see how many of you remember. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Rima got how much? 7 marks. For Lalita, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then for Rupesh, 1, 2, 3. For Anirudh, 1, 2, 3, 4. For Riya, 1, 2. So this is tally. Next, pictograph. So if we'll represent this mark with some pictures, like for 1 mark equal to 1 circle, then we can represent this as a, how many? For 7 marks, for pictograph 7 marks will represent as 7 circle. For Lalita, mark is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. For Rupesh, 1, 2, 3 circle. For Anirudh, 1, 2, 3, 4. And for Riya, 2. Then another thing we have studied, that representing in bar graph. So all these we have studied till now. Okay. So I show how to represent in bar graph. We'll take 2 line, perpendicular line. This is 0 and this is about student, and this will give us mark. So now let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And mark is, highest mark is how much? 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's see. So, if I am getting, so first one is Rima. Rima. For Rima, how much it got? 7. Alma 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Rima has got 7 marks. So, from here, I can make 1 bar. Next, for Lalita, how much? 9. So, 9 is where? Here. This is for Lalita. Next, for Rupesh, how much you got Rupesh? 3. Rupesh. Next, Anirudh, how much got? 4. Anirudh. Next, Riya, how much got? 2. Riya. So this is representation of data in bar graph. So till this we have studied in last class. We had record. Now we'll go to the whatever given in this class 7th. So that is what? Representative values. Already I have written representative values. So data are representing some values. So that will give us information. So when we are collecting, organizing the data, then what we are getting? We are getting some values or informations. Okay. So when you are collecting, recording and presenting data, that is helping us to organize our experience and draw inference from them. Inference means what? We draw some value or we'll draw out some result from that. Okay. So let's see. Representative value. First one is what? Average. So average is what? Average is a number that represents or shows the central tendency of a value or of a group of observation of data. So average is what? Average is a number that represents the central tendency of a group of data. So average is a number that represents the central tendency of a group of data. So here you are reading about one new term, that is central tendency. So central tendency is what? Central tendency is the tendency of a number or value to remain around the central sorry, not central, we can write as middle number or value. Okay, so here are two terms. First is average. We have studied that or sometimes the average rainfall of this year is this much, the average temperature of day is this much, or average temperature or highest temperature of this year is this much, or this month is this much. So we are getting like this, and you are knowing all of you are studying in 7th class. The students of all the 7th, all students of 7th class do not have the same age, because somebody is 12, somebody is 13, somebody is 14, or somebody is 11 also. Okay, so if I am getting, if I will get 10 years also, 11 year also, 12 year also, 13 or 14 year also. Okay, so this much age variety you can find in your class. If you are in same class also, your friend may not have same age as you, but you see the average is how much? 12 years. So we are taking the average. A student who is in class 7 must have been of 12 years. So this is what? Middle. But the value near to the middle are 30, 13, 11 or 10, 14. So these are what? These are central tendency. These nearby numbers are 10, 11, 13, 14 are central tendency. Those used to what? Remain here. Where? To the middle. That's why average is a number that represents the central tendency of a group. Central tendency means that will remain always in center. So middle one, that is, this one is what? Average. So the average of the average age of class 7th is how much? 12 years. But central tendency what? These numbers or values which always want to remain close to the middle or middle value. That's why these two numbers have the property or tendency to remain around the middle value. So this properties or this tendency is known as central tendency. So average is what? It is the central tendency or measure of central tendency of group of data. So next we'll go. We can find average like this. So next we'll go arithmetic mean. That is also known as AM, or we can simply say it as mean. So arithmetic mean is what? It is the common representative of a value or given data. So arithmetic mean is what? It is the representative of representative value of a group of data. So whatever group of data we have given, it will represent. So how it will represent? Let's take some examples. So last we have taken examples. Student we'll take one data, students name and marks. So I'll tell Rian got 5 marks. Saif Ali got 9 marks. Rajesh got 10 marks. Anwar got 7 marks. So this is what? Collection of marks. Marks of students out of 10. So this is what? Marks out of 10. Out of 10, how much you are getting? Rian has got 5 marks, Saif Ali has got 9 marks, Rajesh has got 10 marks, and Anwar has got 7 marks. So we'll find out? We'll find out that we'll find arithmetic mean. Means arithmetic mean or mean is what? It is the representative, common representative value of a group of data. So there is one term, arithmetic mean equal to how much? Sum of all observations plus total number of observation. So arithmetic mean is sum of all observation by total number of observation. So look at here, we have observation. Observation is what? Our marks. Marks out of sorry. So this table is giving, showing that marks of 5 students. Sorry, marks of 4 students. So we'll write out the marks here. So 5 plus 9 plus 10 plus 7 by total number of observation. How many observations are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Means total number of students. 4. Let's find out. 9, 5, 14, 14, 10, 24, 24, 7, 33 by 4. So we can find out 8, 8.25. So arithmetic mean of marks of students is how much? 8.25. So like this you can find out arithmetic mean. So arithmetic mean is what? Sum of all observation by total number of observation. So this is also one representative values. Another representative value is that is range. So when we talk about range, means it ranges from this much to this much. Ranges from means it has some highest value and it has some lowest value. So ranging is always done from highest to lowest value. So look at here, we have highest value. Highest value is how much? 10. And lowest value is 5. So if I am finding the range, so range is what? Difference between highest value and lowest value. So range equal to highest value minus lowest value. So we have highest value how much? 10 minus lowest value is 5. So range is how much? 5. So this is about arithmetic mean, which is presenting the data and common representative of observation or group of data. Then range is what? Range is the difference between highest and lowest value. So you can find out using this formula to find out the arithmetic mean and the range. Let's do some examples. Okay. So first we'll do about arithmetic mean example. Look at example number 1. What it is written? Ashish studies for 4 hours, 5 hours and 3 hours respectively on 3 consecutive days. How many hours does he study daily on average? Okay. So if you are finding the average, what you will do? The same thing you will do for average what you are doing for arithmetic mean. So the example 1, the average study time of Ashish equal to total number of study hours, or you can write as, instead of that you can write as sum of study hours by total number of days. Right? So total number of sum of study hours, what it is given? 4 hours, 5 hours, 3 hours. So 4 hours plus 5 hours plus 3 hours by hours by total number of days is what? 3 days. So 4, 5, 9, 3, 12 hours by 3 days. So answer is what? 3, 4, 12, 4 hours per day. So you can write like this. So the average study time of Ashish is 4 hours per day. So one day he has studied for 4 hours. Second day he has studied for 5 hours. Third day he has studied for 3 hours. Look at that, 4, 5, 3. But average is what? 4 hours per day. So when somebody, those who are getting who are getting highest score or rank, so people used to ask them, how many hours used to study? How many hours do you study? Okay, so they used to say that we used to study 6 hours per day or 8 hours per day. That does not mean that every day they will study for 6 hours or 8 hours. Someday they study 6 hours, someday they study maybe 3 hours, someday they study for more than 6 hours, someday they study for less than 6 hours. So like that, but they will say at a average. So here the average is what? 4 hours per day. Next we will go example 2. Example 2 is written, a batsman scored the following number of runs in 6 innings. Okay, so calculate the mean runs scored by him in an inning. Okay, so mean runs scored by him in an inning. So if you are finding the mean, so you have to what? You have to add the number of scores or add the score, total score by what? Total number of inning. Okay. So example 2, what you will get? Mean equal to sum of observations by total number of observations. So sum of observations are what? That is sum of runs. Sum of runs by total number of innings. So if you will sum what it is given, run is given 36, 35, 50, 46, 60, 55. 36 plus 35 plus 50 plus 46 plus 60 plus 55. And total number of innings is how much? 6. Okay. So if you are adding 36 plus 35, 50, adding these many numbers, what we are getting? You are getting 282 by 6. Okay. 282 by 6. So answer is what? 6 4 ja 42, 6 7 ja 42. Okay, 6 4 ja 24, 24. Okay, 6 7 ja 42. So answer is what? 47. So the mean of what it is given, question is given, mean of the runs or mean runs scored by him in a inning. So here this total runs in 6 innings. Here also total runs, these are runs 6 innings. But here what? 47 run in an inning. So this is what? In an inning, the average run or the mean run is what? 47. So like this, you can do this. You can find out the mean. Okay. So this is about the, what I will say? This is about the arithmetic mean examples. So you will do all the what I'll say examples given in the book and exercise 3.1. Thank you.